So, hello everyone, especially the parents and the new mommies. And this time, this session is with the Dr. Pratik Jain. He is MD, Dermatology, Venereology, and Leprosy. He has own clinic, Skin MD, in Gwalior, and past 4 years he has been practicing. Well, today's session is based on the skincare, the skin tips, what the new moms or the during pregnancy phase, the moms have to take care post that, and of course for the new moms. So let's go ahead with it. So, doctor, pre-pregnancy phase. So, what sort of skincare we have to be taken care, and what has to be avoided?
So there are certain things that during the pre-pregnancy time you are being prescribed, right? It could be a moisturizer, it could be a sunscreen, it could be active ingredients that you're taking. So there are certain things that pre-pregnancy you should keep in mind, especially a very common condition जिसके लिए people take treatment is acne. See, when you're taking treatment for acne, you might be on some oral medicines which may not be safe during pregnancy and should also be stopped at least 3 months prior pregnancy. This I'm talking about. There are certain oral retinoids.
Okay.
So they remain in our body for at least 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, planning a pregnancy is something where you have to think what all medications are already going in your system and what needs to be solved before. So it may be that you are having a serious condition or some eczema, and you're being prescribed some oral medications which require a washout period, that they reach out, that they are excreted from the body and then they are cleared from the system totally. It may take 1 month, some of them may take 3 months. So it is always better if you're actually being treated for something to consult your doctor before you plan.
Okay. So I think
normally
कौन से आपको पूछना चाहिए कि ये मंथ से we have to approach how it is.
से आप जैसे रेटिनॉइड्स पे हो तो आपको 3 months पहले से ही बंद करना है, तो इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर टू कंसल्ट योर डॉक्टर से 3 to 6 months prior.
Okay.
So he can tell कि अब से रुक जाए just to be safe.
Okay.
है ना? Even when it comes down to sunscreens, see, book wise and things can be different practically, but when it comes to pregnancy we have to be extremely cautious, right? So there are certain things like chemical based sunscreens. We generally tell patients to switch to physical sunscreens by the time they reach their pregnancy time. So with the cream formulations you may not need to be consulting it prior, but there are certain oral medicines you need to stop before you conceive.
Okay. Also, I remember during my pregnancy phase, मुझे डॉक्टर ने समझाया था that there are some type A, B, C types of medicines. So उसका भी ध्यान रखना है. पर वो as we being non-doctors, वो हमको कैसे समझ में आएगा कि ये type A, B है, and what are its side effects?
So normally most medicines which are totally unsafe, they carry a warning on that box. So pregnancy category X is the one which we need to see out for. X means that it is teratogenic and that cannot be taken in and around your pregnancy. So there are other categories also. A is extremely safe, but which is never given to any. Most of the drugs are never labeled A. Generally, pregnancy category B stands for medicines which are safest. C is where if the requirement is there for the patient as such, so they can take it, the benefits outweigh the risks.
Okay.
D is which we should not be taking at all, and X is definitely cannot be taken at any instance.
Okay. Now ये था हमारा pre-pregnancy phase. Now when the pregnancy phase starts, so there are certain things people also मतलब अपने घर में ही family members start advising ये नहीं करो, वो मत करो, when especially for the skin care also. So is it good or is it bad? How it is like when it comes for taking care of the skin? Yeah, because people say कि वो pregnancy glow भी आता है, तो ये myth है या fact है? How it is?
No, no, there are certain advantages of pregnancy. See, pregnancy is a high hormone stage. Like your estrogen, progesterone levels are normal, they're higher than normal. So one thing is that people do not lose the normal hair that they generally lose during those 9 months.
Correct.
So they tend to have less of hair fall during the pregnancy time.
Correct.
But that is compensated eventually once you deliver. Then the hair fall is a little extreme, a little more than normal, which is a very normal thing to happen. It is called postpartum telogen. But that is the advantage of pregnancy itself. During those 9 months, your hair fall will stop. Your skin will start looking good, better, because that estrogen has some good property on the skin as well. See, post menopause, women start to lose a lot of their glow and their volume on their face. That is because of loss of the hormone support. During pregnancy, the hormone support is on a higher level. So you might experience more acne because of the hormones, but otherwise your hair would be better. You might have a more smoother skin in general during your pregnancy.
Also,
so if you ask me what to do, should you follow a skincare routine? It should be as simple as using a moisturizer, using a sunscreen, and that's it. Most of the active ingredients it's better to avoid, although some of them are considered safe. But at best, if you don't need anything, just a moisturizer and sunscreen is good enough.
Okay. So even in sunscreen, ऐसा कुछ है कि यही specific या in general हम जो भी लगा रहे हैं?
So in pregnancy, it is necessary that you using a physical sunscreen. A pure physical sunscreen means it does not contain any chemical portion of the sunscreen. Physical are either a zinc oxide sunscreen, zinc and titanium dioxide sunscreens. Normally which the players use. Sports sunscreen is which we call it. A physical sunscreen has just zinc oxide in general.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Also, during the pregnancy time, especially the last month, woman faces the stretch marks in the body. The stomach is, balloon type फूल रहा है, and there are little stretch marks coming. So उसके लिए I remember somebody advised me before I could approach or discuss to you. घरेलू या घर के नियरिंग सोसाइटी आपको बहुत ज्ञान देती है, तो they said oil अभी से लगाना शुरू कर दो, विटामिन ई ऑयल. Somebody said विटामिन ई ऑयल बाद में लगाओ. तो is it only vitamin E oil that plays the role, या उसके लिए कुछ specific tubes या ointments are available in the market, या कुछ और करना पड़ता है?
See, when it comes to stretch marks, you can make your best efforts to prevent them, but if you're gonna develop them, you are gonna develop them. There are a couple of things that you can do. Moisturizer definitely will reduce the chances of developing stretch marks. There are certain ones like this cocoa butter one by the company called as Palmer. That is quite good. Patients are quite happy with this Palmer's cocoa butter. So new thing that has come into the market is bio oil also, but it does not help everyone. It helps a few patients, but if you are actually concerned, it is always better to try and make a difference. You can use a bio oil, or you can use a cocoa butter moisturizer like the Palmer's cocoa butter. So there are other things also. You can even use your general Vaseline moisturizer in case it comes down to affordability. But the basic routine is that you should moisturize or hydrate your skin.
So during the pregnancy, or once the baby is out, तब हमको moisturize करना है?
No. During the pregnancy, you can see you will develop those stretch marks because of the expansion and sudden involution. So even during pregnancy, you can start using them. And there are things that you can use during pregnancy, but some which you can only start after pregnancy. Say you can use a moisturizer or a bio oil during your pregnancy, but a medicated prescribed cream which contains retinoid to treat the stretch marks should not be used during pregnancy. That can only be considered after deliveries.
Okay.
Stretch marks don't go away. they don't go away. They will reduce. They might be very faint. You might have prevented them from increasing too much, but they don't go away totally. The whole problem is when your skin stretches, your epidermis or the upper layer goes away from each other. The lower part, which is the lower skin part, dermis, gets exposed. Those stretched fibers are the lower ones. So you cannot regrow your epidermis over it. You can maybe reduce it with time, but stretch marks, they do leave a mark. Any scar on the body, it can only be reduced. A scar, there is nothing called as a scarless surgery. The same way there is nothing called as the scar totally disappears.
Okay, got it. One more thing, during the pregnancy phase, it's always said ki, avoid the radiation. Radiation light is not good. Yeah, X-ray especially. Ultrasound फिर भी ठीक है, but X-rays are not good. So similarly, when it comes as I know that you are doing laser treatments या hair transplantations वगैरह भी, so उसमें जो light involve होती है या हम कुछ एक्ने का ट्रीटमेंट करा रहे हैं, तो ड्यूरिंग द प्रेगनेंसी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इज इट गुड, इज इट एडवाइजेबल, एंड सेकेंडली कितना सेफ है ड्यूरिंग दैट entire 9 months of the journey to have that light or the laser connect?
Okay, there are two sides to it. Technically, it should not cause any harm. Secondly, but there are no set guidelines ki can you get laser done during pregnancy or not. But just to be safe, since it is not an essential treatment, it is not an absolute necessity, you would meet most doctors suggesting you to avoid it till you deliver. In general, lasers are very specific. See, if you ask me if I'm treating a patient for hair reduction, the laser will only target the pigment of the hair, nothing inside.
Correct.
But even then, just to be safe from the point of view as a doctor and the patient side, see, baby is the most important thing. In general, laser treatments are avoided during pregnancy. That's how we do it.
Okay. Now coming up the baby part. First of all, now in this I want to highlight everyone that recently doctor has also been blessed with a baby boy. So I think he would be now exactly going through, of course he patients के साथ वो बात जरूर करते होंगे, but अभी latest में he would be going through कि infant care आप कैसे कर रहे हैं अभी baby का, because ज़्यादा time नहीं हुआ है उसको. So how are you taking care of the skin? I mean, doctor जो advice करते हैं, या what you exactly advise to the baby when it comes to cream moisturizer, are you doing it, या what exactly you feel like?
So to make it simple, see, there are a lot of physiological changes. मतलब natural changes बहुत सारे होते हैं जो स्किन में हर किसी बच्चे को देखे जाएंगे, है ना. एक मंगोलियन स्पॉट का होना नेचुरल है, जो पीछे एक डार्क सा स्पॉट हिप्स पे होता है, उसका हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, दैट गोज अवे विद टाइम. एक आध रेड सा मार्क नेप ऑफ नेक पे होना, ऊपर होना, वैस्कुलर सा लीजन सा दिखना, अगर इट इज फ्लैट सा थोड़ा सा रेडिश, known as stork bites or a angel's kiss, that is also natural. You cannot do anything and you should not do anything. Yes.
Okay.
So sometimes you feel the skin of the child is too dry, but say it's a newborn, he will definitely shed a lot of fine hair and will shed a little bit of his dead skin which is over the surface, right? He was inside an amniotic sac for 9 months. He had a lot of secretions which is just accumulated on his skin. So ऐसे में panic करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं होती. You can wait for a couple of weeks also before you start a moisturizer. Until unless you feel that there is actually a lot of dryness, you can start him on moisturizers. आजकल बहुत सारे moisturizers ऐसे आते हैं जो हम बच्चों के लिए safe मानते हैं. See, difference between a normal moisturizer and a moisturizer which is safe for the baby will be that it should be very mild. It should be very simple, like it should have no fragrance. Glycerine is a good thing, na? It can have whites of paraffin, liquid paraffin, no issues with that. So there are in general not many things that we need to do for a normal kid.
Okay.
Until unless, see, sometimes what will happen is a newborn may have a lot of accumulation of something like जो हम जनरल में डैंड्रफ मानते हैं, है ना? So it is known as cradle cap in newborns.
Correct.
That happens due to the maternal hormone secretions, which causes some sebaceous gland secretion deposition over here. For that, you can use a shampoo, an antifungal shampoo, but it should be very diluted. Sometimes even a normal baby shampoo will clean it off.
Okay.
In case the normal shampoos are not working, you should always consult your doctor. Some of the changes over skin, like कभी कभार acne जैसे eruptions newborn पे दिखते हैं, मीलिया दिखते हैं, है ना? उसकी टेंशन लेने से कोई मतलब नहीं है. They are very normal. They will go away. In case there are big eruptions जो ऐसे दाने दाने हैं जो जा नहीं रहे या फैलते ही जा रहे हैं, हाँ, तो डेफिनेटली आपको जाके कंसल्ट करना चाहिए. 9 out of 10 times it will be a normal thing. हालांकि if you feel that your baby is lethargic, he has fever, or he has other signs, so it may be a condition which requires the doctor's intervention over here.
Okay.
So telltale signs ये होते हैं, अगर कुछ एक्ने या मीलिया जैसे है पैदा होगा तो थोड़ी बहुत ग्लैंड्स के सिक्रीशंस नजर आएंगे, वो नॉर्मल है, कुछ नहीं करना, just moisturize, or even if you don't do that, eventually that will go away.
Okay.
Yes, if he has fever, he is cranky, not feeding well, other physical signs he is showing, and there are bigger eruptions, तो बिल्कुल अपने को तुरंत एक स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट को कंसल्ट कर लेना चाहिए.
Okay. Also, again, जब हम डाइपर पहनाते हैं, I was advised that कि आप तेल लगाइए instead of applying anything, apply coconut oil, and that is the best thing. But is it okay, या जो rash creams available हैं वो, या डाइपर के लिए क्या?
I would not suggest that anyone applies coconut oil, especially not in the folds. Reason being, to prevent any eczema, we're moisturizing it too much sometimes. वहाँ पे फिर secretions जमा होते हैं, कभी कभार बच्चों को फंगल इन्फेक्शन हो जाता है.
Okay.
तो आइडियली ये रहना चाहिए, जितना डाइपर फ्री टाइम आप रख पाओ उतना अच्छा है ना? If you have to use the diaper, use it during the night time. That is what we are trying to do right now also, है ना? And आपको अगर लगे थोड़ा बहुत इन्फ्लेमेशन है तो definitely you can use a barrier cream. बहुत सेफ रहती है, इसमें भी जिंक ऑक्साइड ही होता है, which we were talking about the sunscreen ना, similar material होता है. It is quite safe. Barrier creams होती हैं ये, है ना? बच्चों के लिए अच्छी रहती है, prevents any eczemas. बहुत बार होता है, it may not just be the diaper which is causing it. Sometimes they will be frequently urinating, they will be frequently passing stools. वो because that medium may also cause irritation over the skin. So to prevent that, you can always use a barrier cream. बहुत सारी आती है मार्केट में, Amazon पे भी easily मिल जाती है. Diaper rash creams नाम से बहुत सारे चलते हैं brands, and they're all good. Main ingredient is always zinc oxide in them, so they are quite safe.
Okay. I've come across, I personally feel it कि हम जैसे कहीं बाहर से आते हैं घूम के, या in general when you're out and coming to home, we ensure to wash our hands. अभी baby is small, infant is small, and you're taking it out, या in fact my baby is also not grown so much, but when I'm coming, so क्या सिर्फ हाथ पानी से धोना ठीक है, या उनका हम हैंड वॉश कैसे करें? Because we have Dettol easily available, or any hand wash brands are available for us and we wash. इनके लिए कैसे करना है? Take care.
In general, जब तक हो सके, alcohol based sanitizers and all should be avoided in kids, है ना? The simplest is to use water. You can use the same bathing soap for the kids as well. See, the whole point is to clean the surface itself. We are not going deeper, and most of the chemical based, most of these Dettol, Savlon will be harsh on the skin of a little kid.
Correct.
So we should not be too conscious about it. Just ensure that we use something like a Sindet bar only. जो सोप हम नहाने के लिए यूज करते हैं वो भी कर सकते हैं. दूसरे भी आजकल कुछ जैसे आते हैं आजकल नेचुरल इंग्रेडिएंट्स वाले जो आते हैं ना, वी कैन यूज दैट, है ना? एटलीस्ट फॉर नॉट फॉर अ न्यू बॉर्न, से 2-3 साल के बच्चे हैं तो आजकल बहुत सारे ऐसे वो भी आते हैं हैंड वॉशेस विच आर थोड़ा नेचुरल, they do not contain too much of ये detergents like sodium lauryl sulfate और see alcohol percentage matter करता है. जो हम लोग hospitals में use करते हैं, they can range from 60 to 95% of alcohol, है ना? But जो alcohol range in all these sanitizers for kids should be less than 60%. तो ये भी थोड़ा सा ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं. That can cause irritant dermatitis.
Okay.
They can sometimes take it in their mouth, which may be super unsafe for the kids. है ना? अगर अल्कोहल वाला सैनिटाइजर रब या कुछ यूज किया है वो मुंह में लेते हैं तो that may cause other issues there. ये भी ध्यान रखने की बात है.
इसी में एक और चीज, अगर जैसे वाइप्स हैं, if I'm using a wipe, तो बेबी वाइप ही अगर सपोज इफ आई एम यूजिंग इट और उसी से या इमरजेंसी आई हैव जस्ट वॉश्ड इट एंड देन अगेन इमीडिएटली दे पुटिंग इट, तो बेबी वाइप्स में भी वैसा कंसर्न रखना पड़ेगा हमको कि
आजकल प्योर वाटर वाइप्स मिल जाते हैं. वन कैन यूज दोस प्योर वाटर वाइप्स फॉर किड्स, है ना? एंड जितना उसमें जो बेबी वाइप्स आते हैं ना, दे आर वेरी वेल टेस्टेड एंड रेगुलेटेड. उसमें जो भी परसेंटेजेस ऑफ ऑल दिस सैनिटाइजर यूज या ये अल्कोहल का यूज होगा ना, वो लिमिटेड ही रहेगा. इमीडिएट तो डेफिनेटली अवॉइड ही करना चाहिए, है ना? कैन एक बार उससे वाइप कर दिया तो नॉर्मल वाटर से भी वाइप करवा सकते हैं हाथ उसके बाद, बट डायरेक्ट एक्सपोजर तो फिर भी अवॉइड करना, जस्ट टू बी सेफ.
ओके. अभी यू इन्फॉर्म्ड अस कि सोप में हमको क्या चीज ध्यान रखनी है, इवन फॉर द वाइप्स, सो एज फॉर द शैम्पूज. वन मोर थिंग वांट टू नो कि टैल्कम पाउडर्स अगर यूज करने हैं तो टैल्कम पाउडर्स में क्या देखना है, स्पेशली जो बेबी टैल्कम पाउडर्स अवेलेबल हैं उसमें क्या कंटेंट रहता है या क्या चीज देखनी है हमको?
See, talc itself can cause different types of issues, है ना? तो जो typical talcum powders होते हैं ना, बेबी के specific जो अलग आते हैं, जो in general brands आते हैं, they are quite safe, but excess of anything should be avoided. Powders का बहुत ज़्यादा रोल नहीं है, वो folds पे use करने तक ठीक है, but inhalation of talc itself can cause issues in the lungs eventually. मतलब that is how we should keep in mind कि nothing should be used in excess. I would suggest if a person does not feel the need for it, तो just around the folds थोड़ा बहुत यूज किया. जो बेबी स्पेसिफिक ब्रांड्स के आते हैं, one can use those, है ना? उसमें बहुत ज्यादा स्पेसिफिक नहीं जाना है. And nothing to be used which has those antifungal and वो वाले तो पाउडर्स बिल्कुल नहीं सोचने बच्चों पे यूज करने.
ओके. हुआ है मालिश करनी जरूरी है, उनके डेवलपमेंट के लिए बोला जाता है. उसी में एक वर्जन आता है उपटन का भी कि लोई बनाओ, बाल निकलेंगे, या मे बी दे आर गुड. आई एग्जैक्टली डोंट नो द लॉजिक दैट व्हाई दे डू इट, बट दे फील लाइक जितने ओल्ड पीपल आर देयर, दे फील उपटन एंड ऑयल मसाज इज ऑलवेज गुड. So what do you think about it, or are you also facing the same thing कि दोनों चीजें करनी है, करवानी है?
See, you can use oil for your kid massage. आजकल oils बहुत अच्छे brands के आते हैं, but at the moment you feel कि आपके बच्चे को बॉडी पे कुछ दाने से उठ रहे हैं अगर ऑयल मसाज से, तो that is the time you stop oil massage. Use your moisturizer. Use baby moisturizers instead of the oil itself. See, I come across a lot of patients जिनकी skin sensitive, dry है, newborns होते हैं, उनको oil massage worsens their skin appearance. What happens is they develop ऐसे acneiform eruptions, जैसे दाने papules बन जाते हैं शरीर पे. तो the best way out is कि the moisturizer which you are giving to apply them for the full body, आप उसी को मान के चलो कि वही मसाज के लिए यूज करना है. आप क्रीम को यूज कर लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. You can always replace it. तो उपटन तो I don't know what's the science behind it, मतलब, but there is no need for it. आप जितना कम, less is more for a kid. The minimum amount things you use, that is more better. See, their skin barrier is very weak. Our skin over years develops a better layer which is protective. The baby requires just कि you moisturize it. It should not have any extra allergen to it. So no fragrances, no parabens. It should be having no smell itself. The whole point is just to keep a barrier intact.
Okay. Now with this I mean quite good things I got to know. अभी मैं अगर कुछ ऐसा मैं भी कर रही हूँ, I will also stop doing it now. But now Holi is also coming nearby, and I know your baby is little small, but my baby is about to turn 1. ये एज या उसके ऊपर वाले एज के लिए, if suppose होली we are making or we are introducing them, तो क्या चीजें हैं हमको करनी पड़ेंगी for the skin care?
सी जो चीज हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं वो कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. अब कोई भी हार्श, आजकल वैसे भी जमाना बदल गया. अब तो हमारे टाइम हम फिर भी होली खतरनाक खेलते थे. आजकल तो इट इज क्वाइट ड्राई होली, है ना. बट फिर भी किड्स के लिए ध्यान रखना है, दोज केमिकल इंड्यूस जो पानी बनाया जाता है कलर वाला ना, उससे तो दूर ही रखना है. बिकॉज इवन इफ यू प्रोटेक्ट द स्किन, आंखों में जाएगा तो इरिटेट कर जाएगा, है ना. तो वन शुड ऑलवेज, जो पुराना नियम था वो फॉलो करना है. ऑयल की लेयर लगा दो, वैसलीन की लेयर लगा दो, उसके बाद वो ड्राई होली खेलें, ज्यादा अच्छा है. आजकल तो हर्बल एंड नेचुरल इंग्रेडिएंट्स का होली का कलर आ जाता है, दैट कैन बी यूज. बेस्ट इज टू अवॉइड यूजिंग इट नियर द फेस फॉर द किड. Okay. Anything he inhales or anything by inadvertently goes into his mouth, that should be avoided. Okay. आँख, कान, नाक सब बचा के रखने का. Okay, okay. And for the pregnant moms, anything to be taken care in the holy time? Of course, खेलना नहीं चाहिए, but still if they are keen or they want to play, वो बोलते हैं ना इच्छा हो रही है types, so anything to be taken care for them? I would say it should be similar, कि keep it dry, don't put any harsh chemicals on yourself, don't let anyone. Wet होली avoid करें, dry खेलें, जो normal आजकल herbal colors and cruelty free वाला जो products चलते हैं, that is always better. Okay. All right, we had actually very skin taking care discussions, and it was good speaking to you, doctor. And we just hope that my reach where we want to convey this message goes well, कि कैसे हमको take care करना है, या what we are going wrong, how we have to be avoided. So with this we conclude here, and we wish you and your little one and the entire family happy Holi. Happy Holi to you and the entire Parentsy family as well. Thank you so much. All right, with this we say bye-bye. Thank you.